Have you ever imagined what happens to luxury resorts when the guests stop coming, the lights go out, and silence takes over? These once glamorous places, filled with laughter and life, are now home to dust, echoes, and forgotten memories. As I explored these abandoned resorts from around the world, I couldn't help but wonder, how can beauty fade so quietly without anyone noticing? This video isn't just about broken buildings. It's about time, memories, and the hidden stories left behind. Join me as we walk through the silent halls of places that once defined luxury but now whisper only the past. If you enjoy real and mysterious stories like this, make sure to subscribe. There's a lot more coming that you won't want to miss. 1 hectare, Haludovo Palace Hotel. Haludovo Palace Hotel was once a very grand and expensive luxury resort in a small coastal town called Malinska, Croatia. It was one of the biggest and most luxurious hotels in Europe at that time. This resort was specially designed for people who wanted both comfort and luxury in their lives. From the outside, the hotel looked like a palace, with marble floors, chandeliers, and beautiful gardens. However, this dream and luxury did not last long. The Yugoslav wars destroyed much of the area and heavily damaged the hotel. People left the place, and the hotel slowly started to fall apart on its own. Today, it is just ruins, where only silence and memories of past days remain. When I researched Haludovo, I felt very sad thinking about how such a magnificent place, which was once a dream destination for many, is now so quiet and empty. Imagine, this place was once full of parties, happy guests, and joy, and now there is only silence with the wind passing through broken windows. I believe walking in such places must be a strange and somewhat scary experience. When you see light falling through broken windows and hear the sound of shattered glass on the ground, it feels like time has stopped here. Maybe the hotel remembers its past life when people came here to forget their worries. Despite being such a big and expensive project, the hotel was closed due to political and social conflicts. This shows how unpredictable life can be and how everything can change in an instant. The ruins of Haludovo Palace Hotel teach us that money and luxury are not everything. Peace and stability are very important too. I think if I were there, this place would feel very old and full of history. Every corner would hide a story, and every broken piece of furniture would carry memories. I might also think while walking there, wishing that the luxury would return, or at least that happiness would once again fill this place. Such abandoned luxury resorts are beautiful not only in themselves, but also in the stories they carry with them. 2 El Hotel del Salto. Imagine you are in the middle of a beautiful jungle in Colombia, where light raindrops are gently wetting the ground. Ahead, you see an old, large hotel called El Hotel del Salto, and was famous for its luxury and grandeur. But now, this place looks completely silent and lost in itself. You slowly walk along the path to the hotel, where the sound of the falling roof and broken doors mixes only with your footsteps. At every step, you feel how many stories this place holds. Imagine that once guests stayed here, grand dinners were held, and now there is only silence moving with the winds. When you enter the hotel, the old paintings on the walls and the fading wallpaper tell you how expensive this hotel used to be. You think that this is the same place where people spent joyful moments of their lives, but now all of that remains only in memories. I feel that if I were there, I would have a strange feeling, a little fear, a little curiosity, and a little sadness. Walking in such places is a journey not only of the body, but also of the heart and mind. You wonder why this hotel was abandoned and what stories are hidden in its rooms. The history of El Hotel del Salto is also very interesting. It was located near the waterfalls in Colombia and was famous because of its luxury and location. But after some time, it was closed and has now been turned into a museum where people listen to haunted stories and tales of the past. I think such hotels are not just buildings, but living stories that understanding them is a new experience for all of us. If you walk there, every corner tells a new story, and you feel as if time has stopped there. 3. Grand Hotel Kupari. Imagine you are standing on a beautiful seaside in Croatia, where a large and magnificent hotel, Grand Hotel Kupari, stands with its old glory and was famous for its luxury and grand architecture. But today, the hotel is completely abandoned. Its walls are crumbling, windows are broken, and the entire structure is weighed down by the burden of time. When you reach the hotel entrance, you can feel how lively this place once was. Perhaps many guests came here, events were held, and there was an atmosphere full of grandeur and luxury. But now, only silence and sadness remain. You slowly walk inside the hotel, where broken furniture and old items catch your eye at every step. The old paintings on the walls and faded wallpaper tell you how expensive and magnificent this hotel once was. You think that this is the very place where people spent happy moments of their lives, but now everything is left only in memories. I feel that walking in such places is a strange experience. On one hand, old glory and luxury, and on the other hand, ruin and silence. You feel that this place holds stories of its past days, and every corner hides a new tale. The history of Grand Hotel Kupari is also very interesting. The hotel was once used by the Yugoslav military, and it was damaged during the Civil War. Now, it is a popular urban exploration site where people explore old architecture and ruins. I think if I were there, I would feel the place is very old and historic. Maybe I would stop in every room wondering what happened here, and also think why this place is so silent after all its past grandeur. Such abandoned luxury resorts remind us that time changes everything, but stories always remain alive. 4. Berjaya Tioman Resort. Imagine you are on a beautiful island in Malaysia, where the waves gently touch the shore. Ahead, you see an old resort called Berjaya Tioman Resort. This was once a famous 4-star luxury resort where thousands of people came every year to spend their holidays. But now, this resort is permanently closed, and the buildings are slowly falling apart and decaying. You slowly walk along the path of the resort, where water drips from the roof and peeling paint and broken furniture catch your eye. You think about how lively and joyful this place must have been, where guests enjoyed themselves and admired the sea view. When you enter the resort, old photos and posters on the walls tell you how popular and lovely this place once was. You imagine children playing here, couples having romantic dinners, and people forgetting their worries. I feel that walking in such places is an interesting experience where the old scent and memories are still in the air, and you can feel the stories that now only the walls can hear. You wonder why resorts like this close down, and if this place will ever come back to life. The big change in the history of Berjaya Tioman Resort came when the COVID-19 pandemic destroyed the entire tourism industry. Because of this, the resort was permanently closed, and now it has become a silent and sad place. I think if I were there, I would find this place very old and quiet, but with a strange kind of beauty, like time has trapped this place in its web. Maybe I would stop at every corner thinking about when this resort will be alive again, and when people will celebrate their happiness here once more. Such abandoned resorts remind us of the uncertainty and changes of life, and that everything changes with time. 5. Turtle Bay Resort. Imagine you're standing on the beautiful shoreline of Hawaii. The sun gently touches the wet sand as waves softly crash nearby. Right in front of you stands a large, luxurious place known as Turtle Bay Resort. While the main part of the resort is still active, one section closed in the early 2000s left abandoned and is slowly falling apart. You walk toward that abandoned part. Water drips from the ceiling, and the walls are cracked. It feels as if every broken wall and dusty corner has a story to tell. You can almost hear the echoes of laughter that once filled these halls, families on vacation, couples celebrating honeymoons. But now, silence has taken over. As you step through the empty rooms, you start imagining the past. What kind of memories were made here? What happened that led to this place being forgotten? You can't help but feel a little sad and yet strangely peaceful. Personally, I think walking through a place like this is an emotional experience. One part of the resort is still alive, full of joy and light, but the other part is quiet, broken, and stuck in time. This contrast makes you think deeply about how quickly things change. Turtle Bay Resort has an interesting history. Located on the north shore of Oahu, it was famous for its stunning ocean views and luxury stays. But due to financial issues and changes in development plans, one part of it was closed and never reopened. If I were actually there, I think I would pause in every room and try to feel the energy of what once was. I'd wonder what kind of stories these walls could tell of happiness, of love, of time passing quietly. Abandoned areas like this remind us of something important. Nothing in life stays the same forever. Even the most beautiful places can fade if time chooses to move on.